A list of teams not currently in the playoffs that the Avs have lost to. The Anaheim Ducks. The end. All the other losses have come against teams currently vying for playoff position. So the Avs' losses aren't really as bad as at one point we might have thought. And now, even with all the injuries, during that stretch they're above 500. Avs win over the Calgary Flames 3-2. The Avs did get a little bit of a boon in this game against Calgary, getting goaltender Philip Grubauer and Pavel Francouz as well back, and that's a big deal. Grubauer did play quite well in this game. Not exceptional, but did exactly what the Avs needed him to do, limiting Calgary to just 2 goals. And while Grubauer coming back was great, it took a little bit of a back seat to the fact that even with all of these injuries, Landeskog was playing on the top line, got hurt. Rantanen was playing on the top line, got hurt. Matt Calvert was playing on the top line, got hurt. Jost had taken time on the top line, got hurt. 4 guys that have rotated through on that top line have gotten injured, and the Avs still keep churning away. In fact, this may have been the best player yet to join the top line in Andrei Burakovsky. A month and a half, 2 months ago, there seemed to be nothing clicking between McKinnon and Burakovsky in preseason. Now, it seems like it could be something special. Just 3.5 minutes into this game, that connection shows just how good both of these players are. A bit messy to start this play by the Avs as Burakovsky's going to turn the puck over, or at least lose control of it in his own zone here. But look at Cale Makar. He recognizes that this puck is coming out loose. He's already started to take his first step out. And despite being significantly further away than the Calgary player, he's just incredibly fast off the blocks. Look at him get to this puck and just poke it away just enough to create this play and stop Calgary from creating a turnover of their own. And then he collects it and just blows all the way through to the neutral zone because he's not only insanely fast, he's insanely talented. This puck gets slapped up to McKinnon, who actually, not a great pass. It goes into his skates, it kicks off of one, a bit mishandled and off to the boards, but McKinnon is able to collect and continue the play as Makar is now jumping up into it as well in a 2-on-2. McKinnon shows a lot of patience here, as he likes to do, pulling up and finding a little bit of space to work with. And Andrei Burakovsky, after almost creating the turnover initially, has jumped up into the rush on the far side of the play, finds the soft spot. Nathan McKinnon is an incredible passer now, apparently. Hits Burakovsky, and Burakovsky finishes bar down. There are certain abilities that allow you to take advantage of playing with a special talent like Nathan McKinnon. And one of the biggest, in my opinion, is finding ways to get yourself open. You don't have to be the fastest player in the world. You don't have to be the strongest player in the world. You just have to be able to read the play and find the soft spots. Someone of McKinnon's talents will find you. And if you can finish like Andrei Burakovsky can, that's all it takes. Get yourself the puck and fire away. In a vacuum, this one goal between the two of them is great, but this is not the first time we've seen this. This has been a repeatable thing for them over the last couple of games. And that's a fantastic thing for the Avs. Up through the first 18-19 games of the season, Burakovsky had proven he's very capable as a second-line player, playing alongside other talent like Kadri and Donskoy, a great weapon for the Avs in their top 6. But if he's also capable of filling in or maintaining play on the top line, what was already a versatile top 6 when healthy has become basically you can do whatever you want with it. Singular plays can change a hockey game, and even with all of the injuries, the Avs have the talent to make those plays happen regularly in NHL games. A lot of the rest of the first period was quite slow. The Avs usually like to play at a fast pace, but they've kind of found something here with the pace slowing down a bit in these games with all the injuries they're dealing with. Ultimately, I think they do still prefer a faster pace most of the time, and certainly will when they are healthy, but dealing with the goaltender injuries they were, and now dealing with getting Grubauer back into a game, it kind of played right into their hands. In the second half of the first, Calgary did start to pull away in the possession metrics a little bit too much, which there's a little give and take there. The Avs were still doing a very good job of limiting Calgary's opportunities to the outside. A lot of low percentage chances. And for the most part, you're okay with that, but you would like to see a little bit more time spent in the offensive zone. After the Avs kill off a penalty late in the first, Burakovsky proves my point as to why. Not very many goals get scored when you're not in the offensive zone in the NHL. The Avs have garnered an offensive zone faceoff here. McKinnon's going to win the puck over to Donskoy. It's a little bit sloppy, but he manages to kick it back to where the Avs can control. Burakovsky comes across and controls the puck and cuts down the boards. He's able to find himself a little bit of space by pulling up nicely as he gets down in deep, and he's a shooter. Shooters shoot the puck. He's created a shooting lane for himself. There is nothing here. I mean, you're talking absolutely perfect positioning to put this puck in as Rittich drops down into the butterfly, or it's not going in the net. So, that's exactly what Burakovsky does. I mean, you cannot shoot the puck better than that. That's Burakovsky's 10th goal through 21 games. That puts him on a 39-goal pace. All that talk about how he was not getting the ice time or opportunity in Washington has so far been absolutely true. He's shooting the roof off the building right now, 23.8%, almost 10% more than his career average. That will obviously come down some, but based on the 2 shots he had in this game, both bar down, one of them with virtually no room but where he put it, I don't know if it'll come down that far. For players that shoot at volume, Burakovsky does do that to a decent amount. He's tracking for about 180 shots if he plays all 82 games. It's pretty rare to remain above 20% unless you are really a special talent. But you'll find a lot of the very, very good to borderline elite shooters shoot 18%. And right now, it looks like that's something that Burakovsky might be able to maintain. And to be honest, I'd like to see him shoot the puck more. That's going to bring down his shooting percentage, but he's gonna score more goals if he shoots more. He's a good enough shooter. And off of what was a pretty slow period that had 2 shining moments from the Avs' top line, the Avs have the 2-0 lead after 1. You can't play a much better road period than that, and the second period got even better as the Avs did adjust their game and they possessed the puck more through the first half of the second. That eventually led to a Calgary penalty. The Avs power play did not score tonight, but on the first one, they shot the puck a lot more. You like to see that. You want to see more of that. And it kept their momentum going. Early on in the second, they were out shooting the Flames 8-2 at one point. One of the few nitpicks I do have in this game was the Avs would get a second power play close to halfway through the second, and they just didn't quite have that killer instinct. They weren't able to put the pedal all the way down and bury this Calgary team with special teams. This Calgary team is struggling. You can get away with your special teams coming up a little bit short against these weaker teams, these teams that don't have pristine defenses. But when you're playing the best of the best, those power plays have to come through for you. With that said, the Avs were strictly the better team at 5-on-5 through this second period, and that leads to depth scoring, something the Avs have been getting their fair share of, and this time it's a brand new goal scorer. Zadorov has circled back to collect the puck. Calgary is making a very lazy change here by Gaudreau in particular, which gives Zadorov plenty of room to work the puck up the ice, where he eventually gets it to Val Nichushkin, who's able to carry it in basically all the way across the blue line. And because of that lazy change on the backside, it's created a 3-on-2 situation with JT Compher jumping in on that far side. Nichushkin is able to hit Compher nicely here as Compher has created a lot of separation. Great opportunity, great read by Nichushkin to get this pass across. It essentially has created a 2-on-1 situation for Compher and Kamenev. Compher walks in, looks at the goalie, trying to look it off, and then makes a fantastic pass, somehow able to slide this one underneath the stick to Vlad Kamenev. Rittich doesn't have a chance here. It's an easy tap-in for Kamenev. Kamenev continues to be a nice little find for the Avs. All of these injuries had allowed him to get into the lineup, and now it's going to be hard to take him out. Obviously, you'd rather have the Avs fully healthy, but you found out, hey, Kamenev is probably an NHL starter. Burakovsky can function on the top line. These are the types of things that are nice to know and that you can use in the future even when the lineup is healthy. And JT Compher also finding his groove a little bit here. He's making a lot of very nice passes. This is something that he did in the AHL and in his NCAA career as well. It hadn't really translated to the NHL before this season. We're seeing it a little bit more consistently now. If he can start locking that down, that's another piece for the Avs that is making steps in the right direction. And that's the incredible thing about this Avs lineup. Even with all of the star power, even with all of the injuries, pieces are still getting better everywhere you look. This team's ceiling is still significantly higher. So now the Avs are up 3-0 with less than 30 minutes left in the game. You just get out of this second period with a 3-goal lead, and you're pretty much cruising out through the rest of this one. It's exactly what they don't do. The defense continues to have some bobbles here and there, and it costs them. EJ collects a puck in his own zone here and probably holds on to it for a little too long. He could have on the forehand sent that across to his D partner in Sam Girard. Instead, he cuts back, puts it onto his backhand side, and tries to send it over, and just makes an awful pass. I mean, that's not even close to Girard at all. He had to backpedal and reach out, and he still couldn't quite get to the puck, which creates an awkward situation. Sam now has to go back and collect this puck and engage in what could be a board battle, but he gets rid of it quickly. He does the right thing here. Shoot it back around the boards. They're covered well. EJ's back over there. McKinnon is up high and can come and support. Plenty of support here. One bad pass, not the end of the world. The problem is there's miscommunication or just a misread or something, as Girard is going to whip this fairly hard around the boards, and EJ is going to try and cut in behind the net like he thought he was just going to get a soft little flip that he could set up from back there. So EJ misses the puck, and it rolls around to the far side, and now the Avs are all discombobulated. Girard is stuck in the far corner. McKinnon has come down to help, but isn't anywhere useful, and EJ can't catch up to the puck as it gets collected. So now Lucic has the puck, and the Avs really seem to struggle with these turnover scenarios. They just all collapse down to the puck, and as soon as a passing lane opens, everything falls apart as this cuts into the middle of the ice to Ryan, and EJ and McKinnon both get caught in behind the play as they're now out of any way to defend. Burakovsky, a little bit too high here. Hard to fault him, though. He's going to be playing out high, covering the man on that side. There are defensemen back at the blue line. Ryan gets to walk in here. Girard gets a little bit caught, admittedly, but you know what? He could argue that he's taking away the pass here. But Ryan is at the circle. He gets to walk in 2, maybe 3 more steps before firing on Grubauer and beating him clean. A mistake can be handled. It can be fixed. It's when you compound them that issues crop up. Mistake after mistake after mistake. Bad pass by EJ. Bad pass by Girard. Bad positioning by EJ. Bad management of positioning by both McKinnon and EJ once the puck was lost. You just cannot continually make mistakes without getting burned. No hockey team is perfect, but that's not a situation where Calgary outplayed the Avs and were simply the better team. The Avs did that to themselves. Obviously, not ideal, but the Avs are still up 3-1 after 2 in command of the game. The third period was kind of boring. The Avs got pretty turtly, and Calgary just didn't do a very good job of taking advantage of that. The Avs, at a certain points, weren't even trying to play offense. Less than 3 minutes into the period, they iced the puck twice in a row immediately. It was fairly obvious what they were trying to do. And Calgary just would settle for outside shots. Again, the quality of opportunities they were getting was poor. And for the most part, it just puttered along like that. There were a couple of mistakes here and there where the Avs might give up some opportunities, but Grubauer was playing well in net. He was back into form and comfortable back there by the third period and was doing his job. And then the final half of the third came, and this did get a little bit more concerning for the Avs. That turtle basically completed going all the way into its shell, and Calgary started taking more risks. They started getting more aggressive and getting those better opportunities. The turtle shell would eventually get picked apart to make this a 1-goal game. It's a dump-in play here, and Calgary is going to get to the puck first. A bit curious, the Avs overload both their defensemen on the near side, with EJ and Gerard both coming in, and you'll see the full turtle in effect here as it pans out a bit. The Avs are a full 5 deep in their zone. Maybe a little bit high of the face-off dot for Megna there, but essentially 5 deep here, leaving miles of room up high as Calgary does eventually win this puck battle and get it back out there. Look at this. Tons of room. Not a great shooting lane because of the battle going on in front here with Kadri. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but this is the type of thing that can happen when you don't get pressure out up high. A bit unlucky as the shot doesn't get through. It bounces off the bodies in front and just straight down. Grubauer had to play it honest and read the shot from the point, which just left a whole lot of the far side of the net where the puck bounced to open. Unlucky, but also a bit sloppy and too collapsy as well. The problem with that goal isn't that it got scored so much that it gave Calgary a ton of confidence to continue pushing extremely hard to try and tie this game up. Meanwhile, the Avs couldn't break out of their turtle shell and just remained getting shelled for the last 5 minutes of the game. There were multiple scrambly, terrifying moments in front of the Avs nets that included 3+ Avs lying all over the ice, taking pucks to different parts of their bodies, but they managed to stop it from going in the net, even if they did take a penalty with 30 seconds left in the game. It wasn't a pretty game on the whole, certainly not a barn burner, and outside of a few select moments and the last 5 or so minutes of the game, not all that exciting, but it's a W. With all these injuries, the Avs have now beaten Nashville, which has fallen out of the playoffs, but still a good team. Columbus, team not in the playoffs, okay. Winnipeg, that's a playoff team right now. They lost to Edmonton, but they're one of the top teams in the league currently. They beat Vancouver, that's a playoff team, and now they beat Calgary. That is not a playoff team, but again, with the Avs lacking a lot of their talent, they're consistently beating teams that are out of the playoffs, and even at times beating teams in the playoff race. You can say it's early and that the playoff positions don't matter that much, but honestly, they kind of do. The season is a quarter over. A lot of the time, if you're in the playoffs at American Thanksgiving, you end up making it. And the Avs have put themselves in that position lacking their A squad. Honestly, this probably isn't even their B squad at this point. This team might not have a fall off down the line. In fact, there's a good chance that they start winning even more once they get healthy. And that puts them in contention not only to win the Central Division, to win the West as well. Hard to say that they might win the President's Trophy given what Washington is doing in the East, but look, it's in that universe. It might not happen. It might go another way, but it's a conversation that isn't outlandish. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching, and as always, head on over to thednvr.com and consider signing up for a membership to check out our awesome premium content. I am Rudo, and this team is just one of the most talented teams in the NHL.